Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you very quickly about a new concealer that I have discovered. It is by far probably the best under eye concealer I have ever come across. But before I get into that, I'm going to very quickly tell you a little bit about my skin. For those of you that don't know, I have just recently gone through chemotherapy for leukemia. The chemo has wreaked havoc on my skin. Before I was diagnosed with cancer, I had very oily skin and never really had problems with dry patches or like flaky skin on my face. But because of the chemotherapy, my skin has dried out, unfortunately. So I find myself using very heavy moisturizers on my face to kind of combat the dryness. I do use a Clarisonic. I used to use it twice a day. I've backed down to once a day. I usually use it in the morning. And then I use a very heavy moisturizer on my skin. Now, I typically would not recommend using this kind of moisturizer unless you're extremely dry like I am. But I'll show you this. Hold on one second. This is what I use on my face. I got this in the hospital. It's a hydrosarin cream. This is a very expensive body moisturizer. I don't know if you can get it just by walking into a drugstore. Like I said, that was given to me in the hospital because I was suffering from dry patches like on my arms and my legs. But I use that on my face. It's for extremely dry, cracked, irritated skin. So I use that on my face. I put that on my eyelids as well. I put it all over the place. And it really does a very, very good job of combating that dryness. On top of using that, I also use some Aquifer. I used this. I was given quite a few of these in the hospital. After I had this area that was biopsied, it got red. And what this is it's a healing ointment. It's advanced therapy for dry, cracked, and irritated skin. I use this on the little red area right here on my face because once I put foundation on, it doesn't matter how much moisturizer I've put on, the dry skin starts to show through almost immediately. So I always put this on. It kind of lessens the effect. So I use that. And then on my eyelids and right in here, I go an extra and use my L'Oreal Revitalift. And I will put this on my eyelids because I get a lot of dryness right here. I get dry patches here, and I get them over in the corner of my eye, and I get it on the inner corner right here. Lots and lots of dryness. So I have to triple up on the moisturizer. If I do these three things, it usually helps. It doesn't completely take the dry skin away, but it helps tremendously as opposed to not putting anything on. One thing I did want to say, and this is very important, and I don't stress this enough in my videos, and someone had made a comment on my video for mature ladies, the eye tutorial. It is very important to moisturize, especially as you age. You know, I'm finding that I'm having difficulty now because of the chemotherapy, but once you start getting older, your skin becomes less and less oily. That's usually how it goes. So moisturizing and using an under eye moisturizer or an eye cream really, it will help tremendously. So, you know, even if you're younger, moisturizing is important, but most of us know as you get older, it's important to moisturize. So thank you, Gypsy, for reminding me of that. I don't talk enough about moisturizing, but it is really very important. Moisturizing and using sunblock. I mean, that's kind of like a no-brainer, but it's amazing to me how many people will leave the house every day without putting sunblock on. And I like to use this one. This one is one of my favorites, the Neutrogena. Right now I'm trying to use this up. I have this one from Shiseido. This is a SPF of 55. I got this last year at TJ Maxx. I got this, I think it was in like August or September. I can't remember. But I got this for $7 at TJ Maxx. So I like it. It has a pretty nice smell to it, and it works really nice under makeup. So if you like high-end, go for Shiseido. If you are more of a Target gal like I am, go for the Neutrogena. Either way, two very nice sunblocks. Very important to use sunblock. I can't stress it enough. Even if you're 19, you need to use sunblock every day on your face. If your body's going to be exposed, you should be using sunblock because cancer is not pretty. Okay, so back to the concealer. For those of you that live in the United States, and I do apologize if you're not in the US and you can't get this, you could probably order it online. probably at Kohl's.com. Or maybe Vera Wang has her own website. I haven't checked. I apologize. But I was at Kohl's. I knew that Vera Wang had come out with a cosmetic line at Kohl's. And I like her clothes and jewelry, and I thought, you know, I'm going to go check out her makeup. It is a little bit pricey. It's a little bit more than I thought it was going to be, but after swatching the eyeshadows are gorgeous. Very nice consistency. I swatched a lot of them. She has 2 lipsticks that I'm going to go back to get. They're the most awesome colors. Maybe I'll go into Kohl's here in the next week or so and swatch some of the lipsticks on my hand for you guys so you can see the colors. They're beautiful. So then I noticed that she had a concealer, and I got the Illuminating Concealer, and it's called Simply Vera, just like her clothing line. This is probably the most amazing concealer I've ever used. I do use a corrector under my concealers with everything, but I had to use less of my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in my inner corner than normal. Typically, I use quite a bit of this to kind of combat that darkness, and then I use one of my other concealers to go over it. Well, not only did this do a very good job of covering up the darkness, but it's illuminating as well. And not only that, but this did not bring out any of the dryness in my under eye area. I could not believe it. When I tested it in the store on my hands are dry. They were very dry yesterday. I don't know if you can see how dry they are, but I have dry skin on my hands, so I took the concealer and I put some on the back of my hand and I rubbed it in. Instead of the concealer making the dry skin obvious, it soaked into the dry skin and smoothed it out. I could not believe it. I put it all over my hand. I mean, I have like dry skin in between my fingers, but I put the concealer all over my hand. It was like putting on a moisturizer that also had concealer in it. It was amazing. I got the color 202. This is probably hands down the best concealer I've ever used. And I've used some pretty expensive concealers in the past. I have used Laura Mercier. I've used MAC. I have used the Makeup Forever. I have had Clinique. Let's see. Sephora brand. None of those concealers came close to this. This is amazing. It's so moisturizing and it just sinks in and it blends in so nice. A lot of times when I put concealers on and I blend them in out in this area, it just makes that dryness look so much more apparent. So I don't know, for anybody that's looking for a great concealer, and again, this is just my opinion, you may go and buy this and say, holy cow, that stuff sucks. It's, you know, $19.50 for the worst concealer in the world. But in my opinion, this is an amazing concealer and it's definitely worth trying out. And what I do is I put the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil over the top of it, and it like takes the imperfections away. It looks smooth. That's what I love, and that's what I've always wanted, was a smooth look to my concealer. You know, no obvious dryness. I want it to just transition into the rest of my face just seamlessly, and that's what this concealer does. So I hope that some of you find that helpful. Like I said, for me, I think it's amazing. I really love that concealer, and as long as Vera Wang is putting that concealer out, I will probably repurchase. But if you guys have any questions, if you have tried the Simply Vera, let me know what you think. If you go out and buy it and you try it, let me know what you think. I think it's an amazing concealer. I've been using it with my Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush. It works nicely. I've also used it with my Sephora Airbrush concealer brush, which this is probably my favorite out of all of my brushes. It works very nicely with this. So just let me know what you guys think. If you come across an eye concealer that you think I would like that is moisturizing, it won't bring out the dryness in my under eye area, please let me know. So you guys take care, have a great day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.